Every year, devotees from all over India as well as neighboring country Nepal turn towards the state of Uttarakhand for the Chardham, Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath and Badrinath Yatra and Hemkund Sahib Yatra in private and commercial vehicles. The famous scenic spots of the state, the world-famous Chardham and Hemkund Sahib, are situated in the hill districts only. As it is more challenging to drive on hilly routes than on plain routes, the driver needs to have the necessary adequate knowledge and a sense of duties related to driving on hilly routes. While the driver's slight negligence on these routes is fatal to his or her own life, it can also put the lives of the passengers traveling in his vehicle at risk. Therefore, in terms of road safety, every driver is required to be efficient to operate the vehicle on the hilly routes. As per Rule 195 of Uttarakhand Motor Vehicle Rules 2011, hill endorsement on driving license is mandatory for any public service vehicle and goods vehicle for operating vehicles on the hilly routes of Uttarakhand. In order to make the Chardham Yatra accessible and safe, the Department of Transport has provisioned for the issuance of green cards and trip cards for commercial passenger vehicles after the hill endorsement of the driving license of the driver. It's mandatory for the driver of every commercial passenger vehicle going on Chardham Yatra to get the green card and trip card of his vehicle. Hilly roads are narrow, spiral, sharply winding, steeply inclined and elevated, which, according to their size and condition, seem to challenge the driver from step to step while driving. In such a situation, it is necessary to keep many factors into account, such as the vehicle must be operated at a controlled speed on a steep slope, a sharp turn, and a spiral bend with an elevation. On the hilly road, it's most important that you drive in your own lane and cross the bend, slope and elevation using a horn or dipper if necessary. Do not drive the vehicle in neutral gear on hill slopes. By doing this, both the brake and the steering wheel of your vehicle will get jammed and the speed will increase uncontrollably due to slope. Use brakes while engaging a lower gear to control the vehicle on steep slopes. Drive the vehicle only in the required gear on the elevated route. Use the same gear while climbing uphill and descending down. For example, if the vehicle has to be put in second gear to climb a route, then use the same gear to get down that route. Always overtake from the right. You can overtake from the left when the front driver has indicated to turn to the right. Never overtake at elevating and sloping locations. Give way to the climbing vehicle first. As per the prevailing geographical conditions in the hill districts, it's obvious to face common natural problems like sudden rains, landslides, snowfall, cold water logging, frost on the road, and intermittent falling of stones. In case of heavy rains, slow down the speed of the vehicle, and when the visibility light is reduced, advance the vehicle using the vehicle light. In the event of heavy rain, due to the water coming on the road, there is a possibility of collapsing as the facade on the road may be strong from above but hollow from the bottom. Therefore, at such a place, keep the vehicle away from the valley side of the road and operate the vehicle on the paved road itself. In case of snowfall, slow down the speed of the vehicle. Use the wiper as required, and in case of snow already frozen on the road, use the snow chain in the tire of the vehicle. Move the vehicle slowly to a safe place and wait for the route to become operational. There is a danger of the vehicle slipping and getting out of control on such a route. In case of water logging, frost from cold on the road, drive the vehicle at a slower speed. Use the brake only when necessary and move the vehicle forward. By applying high-speed brakes in frost and snow and applying brakes while turning will cause the vehicle to slip uncontrollably because frost and frozen snow eliminates the grip of tires on the road. Even if you press the clutch and apply brakes, the vehicle will slip and become uncontrolled because the engine's grip on tire is removed as soon as you press the clutch. Reduce the air pressure of the vehicle's tires if there is excess frost or water logging. Keep the vehicle safely on the hillside and drive at a slow speed. Use a horn or dipper when turning. If you have to take the vehicle from inside the stagnant water, then go inside the water in the first gear and in the second gear move it out from the water. After getting out of the water, drive the vehicle in low gear while applying the brake so that the brakes can dry. Often, landslide zones like falling stones, debris, etc. are formed on the route when it rains or road construction work is in progress. Road indicators are displayed prior to such sites. In case of sliding zone, if the stone, debris, etc. is not falling from the hill, then move the vehicle slowly. However, in the event of falling stones, debris, stop the vehicle in a safe place before starting of the sliding zone. Make sure to follow the arrangements and instructions made by the local administration authorities or the road construction agencies in the landslide zone. Roads become narrower due to hard rocks, debris and collapsing of the revetments. At such places, proceed only if there is no vehicle coming from the front. When the vehicle is coming from the front, stop the vehicle in a safe place beforehand and proceed the vehicle only after letting others pass by. Due to rain, foggy atmosphere may be formed in the hilly areas sometimes, particularly in valleys and in damp places. Usually, due to lack of street lights on hilly routes, reduced visibility at such places makes the operation of the vehicle a bit risky. Therefore, for such times, the fog light and other lights of the vehicle must be functioning smoothly. When the fog is too dense, stop the vehicle at a safe place and wait until fog clears or there is correct visibility. In accordance with the instructions provided by the Monitoring Committee on Road Safety constituted by the Honorable Supreme Court, continuous efforts are being made by the Government of Uttarakhand to reduce the number of accidents every year. But there are many places in the state where there is a possibility of frequent road accidents. Such sites have been identified by the Government of Uttarakhand and necessary safety measures have also been taken at these sites to prevent accidents. Currently, the work of widening the Char Dham Yatra route is in progress, due to which there is a strong possibility of these sites being accident-free in future. Therefore, be extra cautious on such road segments and must follow instructions exhibited by the local administration. The local administration has marked such sites by exhibiting road indicators and taking other safety measures to prevent accidents. Therefore, it is reiterated that operate the vehicle very carefully at such places. In case you are planning to travel to Uttarakhand, here are things to keep in mind. Must carry all valid documents related to vehicles such as RC, fitness certificate, insurance certificate, pollution under control certificate, permit, proof of depositing motor vehicle tax of Uttarakhand state, driver's license, green card, trip card. The wheelbase of the transport vehicle should not exceed 4,300 mm in any case. The width of the vehicle should not exceed 2,500 mm. Also make sure that as per rules, the overhang of the vehicle does not exceed 60% of the wheelbase. The vehicle's registration plate must be clear and as per rules. Honorable High Court Uttarakhand has prohibited the installation of name designation boards of any kind, siren, hooters, red, blue, yellow lights in vehicles. The tires of the vehicle should be in good road-worthy condition. Do not use worn and defective tires. If found using torn or defective tires, the green card will be cancelled for the entire Char Dham period of that year and challan will be issued against the vehicle. The vehicle should be equipped with red, white and yellow reflector tapes as per standards. Do not use pressure horns, multi-tone horns, hooter siren and dazzling lights. In the vehicle, you must keep a flashlight, rope, puncture kit, an air pump, snow chain, first aid kit, firefighting devices and an iron or wooden block. Check the validity of the fire extinguishers and first aid kits. The rope must be in good condition. Torch cells must be fully charged. Also keep the vomiting bags as required. Passengers must carry their health-related medical advice and medicines. Do not throw garbage on roads or travel routes. It is mandatory to have a dustbin in the vehicle. Use of single-use plastic is banned in the state of Uttarakhand. Before starting the journey, please get information about the weather. Keep warm clothes, umbrellas, raincoat, and water and food items as required. Make sure that any items, bottles, etc. inside the vehicle are not kept open on the floor, on the dashboard, because open and freely moving goods may cause an accident by coming under the clutch pedal, brake or accelerator. Also, disruption caused by untied and freely moving luggage is likely to distract the driver. Do not place any luggage in the driver cabin near the gear lever, as the movement of goods on the turns or slope can distract the driver, which can lead to an accident. Do not carry any inflammable material like LPG, diesel, petrol, kerosene, etc. in the vehicle, as it is prohibited on the Yatra route. Challan will be issued if found carrying. Before driving, make sure all the doors of the vehicles are securely closed. Always drive the vehicle on the designated left side of the road. Do not drive in the middle of the road. Steer the vehicle only, keeping safe distance from the vehicle ahead. Do not talk to passengers while driving. Doing so may divert the driver's attention from the road, leading to an accident. Do not use the music system while driving on the Yatra routes. In such a situation, the attention of the driver can be diverted. Never operate a vehicle after consuming intoxicants like psychotropic drugs, liquor, etc. There is a strong possibility of road accidents due to the consumption of drugs, drunken driving. If the driver is found to be drunk at the time of operating the vehicle, challan will be issued, driver's license will be suspended and or revoked, under the vehicle will be seized. The driver will be arrested and handed over to the police. Do not use gutka, tobacco, etc. while driving. Do not smoke either. Wear a seat belt and drive. Wearing a seat belt in the hills is as safe as on the plain roads. Seat belt is mandatory for all. Do not operate the vehicle barefoot or wearing slippers, because the pedal does not have proper control with the barefoot, and at the same, slippers are likely to get stuck in the pedal, which may cause an accident. The challan will be issued against the vehicle if found violating the instructions. Never drive a vehicle when feeling sleepy, tired or sick. Ensure that the passenger sitting beside the driver take a rear seat when feeling sleepy or sick. The operation of vehicles at night is prohibited on hill roads, so finish the journey before night and halt at a safe place. Contact 108 for injuries in a road accident, or for any medical related assistance, dial 112 for police assistance if needed. Due to exhaustion of the brain and body after continuous operation of the vehicle on hilly routes, there is a possibility of an accident. Therefore, refresh the body and brain as much as possible by stopping the vehicle in between. Do not operate the vehicle continuously for more than 8 hours in a day. Do not drive at excessive speed. Follow the prescribed speed limit displayed by the road signs indicators on the hilly routes from location to location. Challan will be issued against the over-speeding vehicle and the driver's license will be suspended for a minimum duration of 3 months. Carry passengers and load only according to the seating capacity and load carrying capacity of the vehicle. For non-compliance, challan will be issued against the vehicle and the driver's license will be suspended for a minimum period of 3 months. It's mandatory for the driver to operate the vehicle wearing the prescribed uniform. Use of mobile or any type of electronic or digital gadget is prohibited by the driver while driving. For non-compliance, challan will be issued against the vehicle and the driver's license will be suspended for a minimum duration of 3 months. As per the instructions of the Honorable High Court, Uttarakhand, mobile phones may be seized for up to 24 hours along with the challan and suspension of license if the driver is found to be using the mobile phone while driving a vehicle. Instructions have been provided by the local administration from location to location on the travel routes which are displayed towards the valley through signs and inscriptions and are mandatory to follow. Take utmost care of road markings while driving for safe operation on hill roads. Do not drive outside the borderline on the side of the road. Do not cross the middle line in any case if there is a single or double solid midline in the middle of the road. This can be accidental. Such lines are specially drawn on curves and turns. If there are 1 or 2 broken lines in the middle of the road, the lines can be crossed if necessary. While stopping or parking the vehicle on the hill roads, it's the duty of the driver to do not park the vehicle along steep climbs and slopes or deep downhill trenches. Ensure that the traffic on the road or path of the other vehicle is not obstructed by the parking of the vehicle. Always apply handbrakes and gear while parking the vehicle. While parking the vehicle on a straight road, make sure that the front tire of the vehicle is facing towards the hill or towards any curb. While parking the vehicle on uphill and down slopes, be sure to use wooden or iron blocks to immobilize the tires. Stop the vehicle at the proper location using the side mirror. Do not leave children or minors in the vehicle while the engine is on. It is mandatory to have all valid documents before proceeding on Char Dham Yatra. The green card of the vehicle can be obtained online only after all the documents of the vehicle and driving license are valid. Green card can be obtained by applying online through greencard.uk.gov.in. Owners, drivers of other states can apply online to transport offices in Dehradun, Haridwar, Roorkee, Vikasnagar, Rishikesh, Rudrapur, Kotdwar and Kashipur to get a green card. After getting the green card, it is mandatory to get the trip card for each round of Char Dham Yatra. Before applying for the trip card, it's mandatory to deposit the state's motor vehicle tax as per each round. State's motor vehicle tax can be deposited online. At the time of proceeding on the journey, it's mandatory to make entry in the green card after inspection of all the vehicle documents and of the green card, trip card and the state's motor vehicle tax receipt at the transport checkpost located on the Yatra route. Also, at the time of completion of the journey, it is mandatory to make re-entry in the green card at the Yatra checkpost. Vehicles without a valid green card, trip card will be returned by not allowing entry from the Yatra checkpost. For the green card application of the vehicle, it's mandatory to have valid vehicle documents such as fitness, vehicle insurance, state motor vehicle tax, pollution under control certificate, route permit, drivers and conductors licenses. The validity of the green card shall be maximum up to November 30 each year, subject to expiry of any document at an earlier date. The validity of the green card will automatically expire on the expiry of the validity of any document, so mandatorily renew the green card after its expiry. It's mandatory to present the vehicles to the concerned transport office for inspection. The Yatra checkposts to be established by the Transport Department on Yatra routes are Bhadrakali. This checkpost is operated by the Transport Department on the Rishikesh-Tiri route for the entire Yatra period for checking the vehicles going for Char Dham Yatra. Tapovan. This checkpost is operated by the Transport Department on the Rishikesh-Badrinath route for the entire Yatra journey period for checking the passenger vehicles going for the Kedarnath, Badrinath and Hemkund Yatra. Kuthal Gate. This checkpost is operated by the Transport Department on Dehradun-Mussoorie route for the entire Yatra period for checking the passenger vehicles going for Char Dham Yatra or Yamunotri and Gangotri Yatra. Damta. This checkpost is operated by the Transport Department on Vikasnagar Yamunotri route for the entire Yatra period for checking the passenger vehicles going for the Char Dham Yatra or Yamunotri and Gangotri Yatra. The Uttarakhand government has directed not to complete the total distance of Char Dham Yatra before the minimum number of days fixed given below from each Yatra checkpost in view of the safety of the driver and passengers on the hilly roads. 1 Dham, minimum 3 days, 2 Dham, minimum 5 days, 3 Dham, minimum 7 days, and Char Dham, minimum 10 days. It's mandatory to deposit the prescribed motor vehicle tax of the state on the basis of the prescribed days. On completion of the journey before the stipulated minimum period and in the absence of the valid reason for the satisfaction of authorities, the driver's license can be suspended by issuing challan against the vehicle, assuming overspeeding. Also, the green card issued to the vehicle will be cancelled for the entire Char Dham Yatra period of that year. The right order of the Char Dham Yatra is to start from Yamunotri, then progressing to Gangotri, Kedarnath and finally culminate at Badrinath, after which the Yatra is considered complete. It's mandatory for all passengers going for Char Dham to get registered. The Uttarakhand administration makes arrangements for registration at different places every year for the pilgrims who come for Char Dham Yatra. Char Dham Yatra or any of its round trip, the validity of the green card will be deemed to be terminated once validity of any of the documents of the vehicle or driving license expires. So make sure to keep all documents valid and update the green card online as and when required. It's mandatory to obtain a trip card for each trip. Get a green card checked when stopped by an officer of the Transport Police Department. Get the vehicle checked from time to time. Maintain mechanical and physical condition of the vehicle throughout the journey period. The Uttarakhand government has prescribed certain rules mandatory for the operation of the vehicle in the state's plain and hilly routes. Driver's license may be suspended, revoked, vehicle may be challaned, and penalty may be imposed while compounding the challan of the vehicle if found without a green card, trip card, passenger list and depositing state motor vehicle tax. If a vehicle fails to adhere to prescribed standards of Yatra fitness such as using worn-out defective tires, non-standard vehicle lights and dysfunctional wipers. If found driving a vehicle without uniform. If a vehicle does not have the first aid box, firefighting device, wooden choke and dustbin in the vehicle. If vehicle is found to be overspeeding. If found driving a vehicle with more passengers than the permissible seating capacity, permit and driver's license may be suspended along with issuing a challan. If found driving the vehicle barefoot or wearing sleepers. If found using a mobile phone while driving. If found to be driving under the influence of psychotropic drugs, liquor, etc. Uttarakhand government has prescribed following compounding fees for various offences under Motor Vehicles Act 1988. So be sure to abide by the rules, on violation of which driver's license will be suspended and challan will be issued against the vehicle. You can get help by contacting helpline numbers given below for assistance in case of accident or emergency. For detailed information, you can log in on Uttarakhand Transport Department website, that is transport.uk.gov.in. Your pleasant and safe Char Dham Yatra is our responsibility. Remember above information while driving on hilly routes. Released in public interest by the Transport Department, Uttarakhand.